What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here with as many reviews as possible, and today we're taking a look at the FringeSport hybrid bar. Alright guys, so FringeSport just released a slew of brand new barbells, one being the Oli bar, in which I just reviewed. It's a very high performing, low cost training barbell that is more dedicated towards just Oli lifting movements. Now you can definitely use it for CrossFit and just general weightlifting, powerlifting, but it's probably going to be a little bit overkill and not the best powerlifting bar. For those people looking for a bar that they can do more than the clean and jerk and snatch with, they have the hybrid bar. This is a barbell that is focused more on CrossFit's general weightlifting, powerlifting, and more geared towards the more experienced user. Why I think they're targeting the more experienced user is because of the knurling on this barbell. Now, one thing about this barbell that you're gonna notice that kind of resembles one of the Rogue offerings is that the knurling has been cut down from the center of the barbell towards the sleeves so that you have a little less grip knurling, but you have space on the barbell so you don't tear up your shins when you're doing deadlifts. Another thing that this barbell has is center knurling. Most beginner lifters don't really care for center knurling because they're usually running the bar into their collarbones when they're doing cleans. But the center knurling on this barbell, I think, is really well done. It's about 15% in depth compared to the grip knurling, and it never really becomes uncomfortable, but it does provide very good stick on your collarbone or your back when you are squatting. Now, going back to that grip knurling, this barbell does have IPF and IWF markings, so it is more of a multi-use or CrossFit type barbell. The actual knurl on this barbell is what I would consider a little bit more aggressive. I would say that it's more medium to aggressive knurling. It's going to provide you very good grip. It's nowhere near a powerlifting bar, but it is definitely more aggressive than what you're going to find in some of the other popular multi-use barbells. Personally, I think it's a little bit much, and I know knurling is a subjective kind of thing. It really just comes down to preference, and like I said, it's a little bit coarse and deep for me. A few reps doing the hook grip and snatch grip and you will feel like your thumbs got run over by a truck. Or personally, that's what it felt like for me. Clean grip was not necessarily an issue, but snatch grip really did a number on my thumbs. That shaft is coated with a hard chrome coating like the weightlifting bar that I just reviewed. It is a satin hard chrome, so it's a little bit more matte in finish. It's not really slippery, and it feels really nice to hold on to. It also looks really nice. Now, the tensile strength on this barbell is 216 kPSI tensile, which is identical to the one that is found on the weightlifting bar. So I'm assuming the metallurgy of the barbell is probably the same thing, but the diameter on this barbell is 28.5 millimeters. So it makes this shaft a little bit more stiff. And I'm gonna say that the whip on this is not the greatest. It's going to be better suited for your powerlifting movements, your squat and press, not necessarily your deadlift. Can you deadlift with it? Yes, you can. Can you clean and jerk and snatch with this barbell? You can definitely do all of those. It's just the whip on this barbell is not the greatest. Moving out to the sleeves, the sleeve shoulder has a black manganese phosphate, which gives the barbell a little bit more contrast, and the rest of the sleeve is a polished hard chrome, which does have a machining to it that should keep plates on a little bit better, but in reality it does not do very much to keep plates on. Now, inside of the sleeve, there are 4 needle bearings per sleeve, so 8 total throughout the whole barbell, which provide an excellent smooth spin, though it does not spin forever. Now, one thing about this barbell is that it is really well built. There's not a lot of play side to side in the sleeve, and there's really none up and down. When you set this bar down and when you drop it, it really does not make any noise. It's very solid. So who is the FringeSport hybrid bar going to be best suited for as far as performance goes? If you are looking for a barbell that you can do beginning Olympic weightlifting on, maybe a little bit of CrossFit, but your main focus are the big three lifts, your squat, your bench, and your deadlift, then I'm gonna say the FringeSport hybrid bar is definitely gonna be what you're gonna wanna look for. Like I said earlier, the shaft on this barbell is a little bit stiffer than you're gonna find on most multi-use barbells, so that's gonna be a little bit better for your squat and your bench. The deadlifting portion is going to be subjective. Now, since the knurling is moved out from the center, it makes your deadlift grip a little bit wide. Personally, my deadlift grip is a lot more narrow than this. I typically grab where the knurling starts on a normal barbell, so this makes me have to increase my range a little bit more for my deadlift. If you have a giant wingspan, you're probably not gonna notice this as much, so then the FringeSport hybrid bar would be a good choice for you. Now, even though the shaft on this barbell is not the most dynamic that I've ever used, you can definitely use it for CrossFit workouts or Olympic weightlifting. It is definitely not a power bar by any means as far as the lack of whip goes, and should suffice most users. Most people aren't even gonna notice the difference anyways. Now, going back to that knurling, like I said, this is going to be a preferential thing. If you are looking for a more aggressive knurling, then I'm gonna say go with the FringeSport hybrid bar. For those of you that are comparing this to the obvious choice, the Rogue Fitness Mat Chan bar, the FringeSport hybrid bar has the more aggressive knurling by far. I thought the knurling on the Mat Chan bar was the exact same thing as it is on the Ohio bar, which is one of the best knurlings of all time, in my opinion, but I know some people do think that it's still a little bit light. Now, a few more things that the hybrid bar have over the Mat Chan bar, one being the coating is hard chrome, and which is gonna last a lot longer than the zinc coating that is found on the Mat Chan bar, and it's gonna be a lot more scratch resistant. Another thing that the hybrid bar has over the Mat Chan bar is that it has needle bearings. Now, the Mat Chan bar spins plenty fine, it's got bushings, but the sleeves on the hybrid bar definitely do spin a little bit better than on the Mat Chan bar. Like I said, if you wanted to use this for weightlifting, it's gonna be fine. Just don't expect to go pro level with the hybrid bar. So at the end of the day, I do think the hybrid bar is a very good barbell. It's just not personally for me. If you were looking at the Mat Chan bar, but you wanted something that had more aggressive knurling, you maybe wanted the chrome finish, and you wanted needle bearings in the sleeves, then I would definitely recommend that you check out the hybrid bar over the Mat Chan bar. Now, the hybrid bar retails for $400 normally, but is on sale right now for $350, which puts it pretty much on par with the Mat Chan bar as far as price goes. So like I said, if you're looking for any of the previously mentioned things, I would definitely recommend the hybrid bar over the Mat Chan bar, unless, of course, you wanted something that was made in the United States. Otherwise, definitely check out the FringeSport hybrid bar. It is an excellent barbell, especially for squat and press. If you guys have any questions about the FringeSport hybrid bar, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.